In 2016, a woman in Manchester worked late shifts at a clothing store. Every night, she walked the same street home. Quiet, empty, poorly lit. At first, she noticed it by accident. Her shadow was too long. No matter where the streetlight stood, the shadow stayed behind her, always the same distance away. She stopped walking. The shadow stopped too. She told herself it was just fear, fatigue, her imagination playing tricks in the dark. Until one night, she crossed the street. Her shadow didn't. It stayed on the other side, watching. Heart racing, she ran the rest of the way home and slammed the door behind her. The hallway light flickered on, and that's when she froze. On the wall were two shadows. She stood alone. No one behind her, no movement. Just two shadows, one hers, and one that didn't move when she did. Police found no sign of entry, no fingerprints, no explanation. She moved out days later. The next tenant called police on their first night. They said someone was standing behind them in the hallway, but when they turned around, there was only a shadow. A quiet home in Ohio, a normal family, nothing unusual, except their 6-year-old son refused to sleep alone. Every night he whispered the same thing. "Someone watches me when it's dark." His parents blamed nightmares. Until one night, the father stayed awake. At 2:44 a.m., the child's bedroom door slowly opened. The hallway light was off. The room was darker than it should have been. Something stood inside. Not a shape, not a person, just a darker patch of darkness where nothing should be. The father tried to move. His body wouldn't respond. The thing leaned closer to the child's bed. Then the door closed by itself. Morning came. Inside the closet door, black fingerprints were smeared from the inside. The family sealed the room shut. They moved the child into another bedroom. But sometime, late at night, they still hear the closet door scratching from inside. In rural Texas, a college student lived alone in a small apartment. One night she heard whispering. It came from under her bed. She turned on the light. Nothing. She turned it off. The whisper returned, closer this time. Then it said her name. Frozen in fear, she called police. They searched the apartment. No intruder. But under the bed, they found disturbed dust, crawl marks, like someone had been lying there, breathing, waiting. Weeks later, another tenant moved in. They heard whispering too. Same voice, same name. Police never found anyone, but the building now keeps all bedroom lights on, even during the day. A couple lived near open countryside in Kent, UK. Every night at 3:11 a.m., their dog growled at the bedroom window. Always the same time, always the same spot. One night, the wife looked. A pale face stared back at her. Not angry, not screaming, smiling. Police found no footprints, no broken glass, no sign of anyone outside. Neighbors later shared something disturbing. Years earlier, a man collapsed and died in that exact spot, watching the house. Since then, lights flicker at night. Dogs refuse to walk near the window. The couple sleeps with the curtains closed. The dog still growls. A night shift worker in New York used to talk to himself to stay calm. One night, the darkness replied, quietly. Security cameras showed him talking to an empty room, but audio recordings captured something else. A second voice. Not loud, not clear, but real. Management shut the building down. The recordings were sealed. The man quit his job. He says he still hears it sometimes when he turns the lights off. Darkness doesn't always hide fear. Sometimes, darkness is the fear. So tonight, when you turn off the lights, listen carefully, because if you hear something breathe, you're not imagining it. Long silence to fade out. She turned off the light, and the whisper came back, closer than before. This time it came from directly beneath her bed. It didn't sound angry, it sounded patient. When police searched the room, they found disturbed dust under the bed. Long crawl marks, marks that proved someone had been lying there, listening, waiting. No one was found. Every night at exactly 3:11 a.m., the dog began to growl, always at the bedroom window, always the same spot. Until one night, someone looked back, a pale face pressed against the glass, eyes wide, smiling, not threatening, not alive looking either. It didn't knock, it just watched. To stay calm on night shifts, he talked to himself in the dark, just to hear a human voice. One night, the darkness answered. Cameras showed an empty room, but audio recorded two voices. One of them wasn't human. He never works nights anymore, but when the lights go out, he still hears it.